Hello again everyone, Edwin Leonard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Venus conjunct the North Node in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in a natal chart. They're a little bit concise, and some people may refer to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is if you have Venus conjunct the North Node in a natal chart, there may be a very intense love, which is Venus, and enjoyment, for pursuing your future, which is the North Node. Now, let's say, if the North Node is in Aquarius, as an example, your future may be tied in maybe with humanitarian, altruistic actions and endeavors. It could be astronomy, astrology, computers, electronics, aviation, innovation, meteorology, as some examples. And also, too, Venus conjunct the North Node in a natal chart may also manifest in where making money could be strongly integrated and connected with your mission and your purpose, which is the North Node. Now, let's say we'll go to the North Node in Capricorn as an example. The mission and purpose you may have may be tied in, could be just with business, attaining career ambitions, having structure, discipline. It could be in a Capricorn related field, whether it could be construction, architecture, dentistry, accounting, masonry, information technology, as some examples. And the thing too is, you may strongly value, which is Venus, what you're destined for, which is the North Node. Now, if the North Node is in Aries, as an example, which you may be destined for, it may simply be some position that requires leadership prowess and ability. It may be doing something, with welding, or it could be something that requires a lot of courage. It may be, an Aries-related position, whether it could be, speech pathology, could be physical therapy, doing something with the military. It could be something with combat or sports, or the volatile sports, which can include hockey and football as some examples. Now, also too, the self-worth, which is Venus, may be strongly tied in to the development of the positive attributes associated with your North Node placement. Now, if the North Node is in Taurus, as an example, the positive attributes, connected with the North Node placement may be tied in to, to having, composure, stability, being loyal, steadfast, persistent, persevering, patient, trustworthy, being able to stay calm and composed when necessary. It could be too, if you have this aspect in your natal chart, you also may be directed toward, which is the North Node. It could be artistic endeavors, which is Venus. Now, let's say as an example, if you have your Venus in Pisces, now you may be, directed to artistic endeavors, which may be, could be abstract art, fictional, fantasy art. It could be art that's very mystical or connected with the metaphysical, which includes astrology. Venus in Aquarius, could be, directed toward, it could be art, that may be, associated with science fiction, innovative, ingenious art, art that is futuristic, or art that may be done, on the computer. And also, too, the relationships, which is Venus, and that includes your important friends, may be prominent in what you're learning and aspiring to be, which is the North Node. Now, if the North Node, is in Gemini, as an example, what you're learning and aspiring to be, may be tied in, to diversity, doing something, that requires manual dexterity, such as auto or refrigeration mechanics. It could be being adaptable, flexible, diversified, multifaceted, communicative, being open, to manifold, different, ideas and beliefs. Because remember, if you have the North Node in Gemini, you would have the South Node in Sagittarius, and South Node in Sagittarius may be targeting, just simply one belief and, oblivious to others, and that's what you're trying to get away from, as an example. And if let's say if the Venus is in the zodiac sign Cancer, well, the relationships, including important friends, one or more, may actually be a Cancer sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be people that are caring, dedicated, devoted, sympathetic, tenacious, protective, introverted, but may also be moody and temperamental, as an example. Now also too, if there's any issues, well, there may be issues, I should say, with the neck, the throat, the thyroid, kidneys, and lower back, which is Venus, that may need to be confronted and addressed at some point, which is the North Node. Now let's say if this conjunction is, say you have it in Aquarius, those issues, may be more intermittent, sporadic, erratic. They could be, nerve related. If Venus is in Pisces, as another example, those issues may be more confounding. They may be nebulous and unclear. Venus and Taurus can be more stubborn, persistent issues, as some examples. And also too, if you have the Venus conjunct the North Node in a natal chart, it may also be expressed in talents and abilities, which is Venus, that may be emphasized and accentuated in that second half of one's life, which is the North, corresponds with the North Node. And the thing too is, if you have, let's say, the North Node, in Leo, or the Venus in Leo, I should say, talents and abilities may be connected with creativity. It might be things connected with sports or entertainment, acting. It could be, even being able to demonstrate products, because, Leo is about boasting up things, basically. And the thing, too, is, and also to your talents. Again, it could be emphasized in that second half of life, but what you're developing with the North Node, you can show more talent with it, with this aspect, I would say, and more of an ability and more enjoyment. So next thing up, well, artistic endeavors, which is Venus, may be something that you may be moving toward, which is the North Node. Now, let's say, if you have Venus in Gemini, as an example, those artistic endeavors may be ones connected with cartoon, animated art. Venus in Cancer may be historical or, nostalgic art. It could be art that's tied in with homes, or one's home and family. It could be one's roots and ancestry, as some examples. Now also too, Venus conjunct the North Node may also manifest in, peace, which is Venus, may be pivotal in what you want to achieve, what you're directed toward achieving, accomplishing, which is the North Node. Now let's say if the North Node is in Virgo, as an example, what you're trying to achieve and accomplish may be connected with could be just simply being organized, health conscious, things with health and fitness, diet, nutrition. It could be doing something Virgo related, such as a health and fitness field, or working as a dietitian, nutritionist. It could be working in data entry, statistics, analytics as some examples, and also too that people that are prominent in your future, which can be connected with the North Node, may be instrumental in terms of legal matters, which is Venus. Now, if Venus is in Taurus, those legal issues, maybe monetary, maybe you've been a victim, of extortion or embezzlement or just simple, robbery, as an example. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Leonard saying, stay well.